Jackie, the fire chief here, says the teenager was training to ride along in this rescue, which is why he knew the station, where things are, and how to get inside. You can still see the mud on the tire here from where the rescue got stuck in a field in Pelham Township. The first incident where a police officer here tased a man was recorded and went viral online. It prompted an internal investigation into the officer's use of force. According to members, surveillance video taken inside this building shows a tall man wearing a gray hoodie and carrying a military-issued duffel bag. Because of the investigation, they can't yet release that video. Evan, these blood donations are truly life-saving. So far today, roughly 60 people have donated their blood, and the goal today is 90, but as you can see, there are still quite a few people in here. And to attest to how life-saving it can be, I'm going to introduce you to that woman from York County, Hanover, Tanya Forbes, whose life was saved 18 years ago while giving birth. Tanya, what happened? Well, Evan and Jackie, anything from spiders to mites to flies to even praying mantises could be on these trees. These are actually praying mantis pods. You're gonna want to take those off the tree before you bring it into your house. Well, Kim's Crypt Haunted Mill attracts people from all across Pennsylvania and even out of state. And as you can see, it's pretty creepy. His name is Wiznay, but they call him Wiz because he's swift on his feet, and he took some bad news and made sure that his teammates are safe when they're out here skating. Solar bees causing quite a bit of buzz for 911 dispatchers in York County. That's because people are calling them, reporting a turned over boat. Wearable technology has become pretty popular, and now some cows are donning the trend. Similar to the technology found in human fitness trackers, these collars monitor how active the cows are throughout the day and when they're eating. A full suit like this weighs over 75 pounds, which is both heavy and hot. They've added an extra day on Sunday to make up for yesterday's washout. Live in Mountville, Lancaster County, Grace Griffithson, Fox 43 News.
Get away, because this is beaver. Get the away.
Yeah, that's why like halfway through I had to get my phone out, because I'm like, nobody's gonna believe this, you know, beaver biting my kayak.
Dan Worley and his 7-year-old daughter Layla were kayaking on the Conewago Creek with their dog Ellie Mae when things took a rather rare and terrifying turn. A relentless beaver scratching and biting Worley's brand new kayak.
Then I looked and it was a beaver. It was scratching at it, biting my kayak. You know, I thought that's pretty cool. You know, beaver came up to us and it wouldn't stop, so I used my paddle, tried to hit it to get it away, and it just wouldn't stop. Realizing the beaver wasn't giving up, Worley used what he had on hand. I hit him with this a lot. Then once I knew he wasn't stopping, I pulled it in half, and I was holding it like this and beating him with the metal part. I figured that would do more. It finally let up and went straight for little Layla.
Beaver came up to the kayak and tried to get in the kayak.
I jumped out of my kayak and ran to her. I got to her kayak the same time the beaver did. It climbed up on the back of her kayak, started to, and I had to punch it to get it off because I didn't have anything with me.
How did you feel?
Scared.
Why is that?
That the beaver was gonna chew my kayak.
Eventually, the fight went to shore where Worley killed the beaver. The Pennsylvania Game Commission confirming it had rabies, and since Worley's had to get a number of shots. I was just worried about her getting bit. That would have been horrible. I couldn't imagine. Layla's now understandably scared to get in a kayak, but says she may try one day soon. As for Dad, he says he'll definitely be keeping an eye out the next time he's on the water. Well, it found us. We didn't find it. It found us.
These are black stripes or invasion stripes, so they knew whose airplanes were.
Lawrence Bolin, better known by friends as Gumpy, says he doesn't sleep much these days. Instead, you can find him sitting at his kitchen table in McSherrystown, telling war stories through his artwork.
I can't do hardly anything else, and I can't sit still. I gotta do something.
Painting is how Gumpy says he keeps his mind right.
I want to try to keep going as long as I can. I don't want to be a vegetable or be a burden to anybody. That's one thing I don't want to be. He's a 95-year-old World War II veteran, a war he wishes more people knew about. There's young people say that it never happened. Mm-hmm. Well, they don't want to come to me and tell me that because I was there.
But he doesn't just document his memories, he gives them away.
He does his paintings and drawings to let me use his gifts.
Painting every Monday for his friend's nonprofit.
If he doesn't have anything to paint, I say paint planes, right?
And she's pushing.
Gifts for fellow servicemen and women.
That's all I ask for, as long as they appreciate it.
And a reason to keep on keeping on.
It helps me to, I guess, to keep going.
This surveillance photo shows the getaway car of a man police say stole approximately $5,700 from the Goodwill Social Club safe in Myerstown.
It's an astronomical amount, you know, $5,700. I mean, we work for paychecks, right? That's a lot of money. That's not just chump change, as people like to refer to it.
According to members, surveillance video taken inside this building shows a tall man wearing a gray hoodie and carrying a military-issued duffel bag. Because of the investigation, they can't yet release that video.
A portion of what they took was petty cash for operating. So we're talking rolls of quarters, nickels, dimes, things like that.
But they're asking bank tellers and people in the area to be on the lookout for a large quantity of coins wrapped like this, and a cash box also taken. The Goodwill Social Club is a nonprofit owned by the Goodwill Volunteer Fire Company, and members of the club say it's truly a shame someone stole money from them.
You know what fire companies do. They save lives. They save homes. They go out on accidents, and all of this money is to help them do that.
I think it's a sad thing that people have to do that for a local community business that does a lot of good for the people.
Funds which could be used to buy volunteer firefighters the equipment they need to keep the community safe.
That $5,700 was spent by patrons in here, members of our community, for the community, and someone took that.
Every year, nearly 20,000 recruits head to Marine Corps Recruit Depot in Parris Island, South Carolina.
Now, once there, they'll take part in 13 weeks of rigorous physical, mental, and military training. Fox 43's Grace Griffin got an inside look at just what it takes to become a United States Marine.
All of you look at me right now.
I'm kind of nervous.
All you shut your mouth right now. Scream out, sir. Aye, sir.
It may be one of the most nerve-wracking bus rides of a person's life. The journey to becoming a Marine.
You are now aboard Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Parris Island, South Carolina.
Except these are not recruits. They're teachers, coaches, and principals from Pennsylvania taking part in an educator's workshop.
You will do what you're told to do when you're told to do it without question. You understand?
Yes, sir.
They're treated just as a recruit would for 3 days, as am I. Recruits, though, endure this.
Stop moving around formation, scream out, sir. Aye, sir.
For 3 months.
I was scared. I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect.
Sharice Johnson is an educator at Milton Hershey School. She's new to the Marines. What was the most challenging part of it?
The most challenging part was just being confident. You know, I preached that to the girls, and I had to tell myself, you're confident, you can do this.
Day 1. It's a sunrise bus ride to Parris Island. We're ordered to get off and to step on the yellow footprints where thousands of Marines have stood before.
You should be standing at the position of attention. That means your heels are touching, feet at a 45-degree angle.
Then it's time to meet our drill instructors, the men and women responsible for shaping recruits throughout 13 weeks of boot camp. After a brief introduction, we begin learning basic drills and how to work as a unit.
Don't all scream back at me. All of you sprint that way now.
Sprinting when we can't be a team, or learning discipline in the sandpit.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
We don't have to take part in the confidence course, but almost everyone chooses to. It's made up of obstacles which build upper body strength. It shows what each person is made of.
Confidence is required for Marines to do their job. Confidence in the Marines to the left and their right. Confidence in their gear. Confidence in their leadership. And mostly confidence in themselves.
Captain Alan Keith is with us every step of the way, explaining why recruits do certain things. He says confidence is the key to overcoming all of boot camp.
We're going to put them through the rigors that show them you can accomplish this.
On one confidence course obstacle, I try my hardest, but it's not enough.
So close.
I'm
good. Still, it's back up and on to the next hurdle because I have to finish. If the recruits make it through the first month, it's on to phase 2. They start focusing on the Marines' core values.
Honor, courage, and commitment. We're trying to instill our core values into their lives, into everything we do.
And training with their rifles.
Just a little bit to the right.
At this point, recruits have developed some strength and some confidence. They're going to need it for phase 3, the last phase of boot camp.
We need one defining moment, one singular thing that transforms a recruit into a United States Marine.
Here, recruits encounter the Crucible.
All of the things that they do in the Crucible, they've been exposed to before.
54 hours where recruits are tested on everything they've learned, doing so hungry and without much sleep.
You have to use that Marine Corps family to support you in getting through the Crucible.
The culmination of the recruits' training. If they pass, the first time they are called Marines.
You have to do more than you ever thought you were capable of doing.
Enduring 3 months of training to earn the title, United States Marine. Reporting at Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Parris Island in South Carolina, Grace Griffiton, Fox 43 News.
My phone rang at a little bit after 1 in the morning, and it was County asking me if I knew where the rescue truck was. And as I told you, I said, it's in the station. And she said, no. He said, no, it's not. He said, it's, in Hellam Township on Frysville Road, and it's stuck in the mud.
A male was observed running from the vehicle wearing the duty turnout gear.
A former junior firefighter for Strinestown Volunteer Fire Company now facing burglary, criminal mischief, and auto theft charges related to the joyride, according to Northern York County Regional Police. The 15-year-old also accused of stealing a Ford Explorer from the York County Youth Development Center, which he left. The fire chief says he drove the Explorer into the company's engine bay, breaking the door so he could get inside the building.
The bay door was caved in, the door was up for here, the rescue was gone, and the rest is history.
That's when the chief says he walked back to the equipment rack and put on a full set of gear. Then hopped inside the vehicle and took off on his adventure.
This is the first time in my 25 and a half years that we've ever had a fire truck stolen from one of our fire stations.
A neighbor on Frysville Road, where the suspect ditched the vehicle and some gear, initially mistook the teenager for a legitimate firefighter.
I thought he was first responder or whatever, going to a call. So I automatically see him getting stuck and I automatically wanted to help him out. I'm a truck driver by trade too. So I automatically get in there like, here, turn your wheel like this. Here, flip this switch. So I'm touching stuff. And when the officer got here, he was like, yeah, we're going to dust it for prints. So that's why I was like, oh, yeah, I was in there. I was touching this and this and this.
The joyride, putting the rescue out of commission for 2 days while police investigate the vehicle and pending an inspection. The chief wants neighbors to know it is not the norm.
Please don't think the volunteer fire system is made of bad eggs. It's just once in a while somebody is not fit for the system.